I love a terrific story about man versus dinosaur. A proverbial tale of defying nature and playing God is a classic. A rich British man on an island decides to recreate dinosaurs. Why, you ask? Hubris, most likely. Things go south and people start dying. This year marks the 40th anniversary of Carnosaur's release. Oh, you thought I was talking about Jurassic Park? No. I'm talking about Harry Adam Knight's Carnosaur. It's an obscure book that ended up as a Roger Corman film in 1993. The premise sounds rather similar to Jurassic Park, but it's quite different. Instead of an island off the coast of Costa Rica, Carnosaur takes place in England during the 1980s. Not quite the setting you would picture of a dinosaur horror story, but it gives an idea of what would happen if you place these ancient beasts in the middle of people's lives. It's a bit of a mystery story in the sense that you want to find out how the dinosaurs have been brought back to life. I'll go over a condensed version of events, so spoilers. The story opens with a series of animal attacks, leaving several people dead. A journalist named David Pascal finds something amiss when the local aristocrat, Lord Darren Penward, is inexplicably ahead of the matter than the police are. Not only that, but the sole survivor, a young child, claims that the culprit was a dinosaur. David tries to interview some of Penward's workers at a local pub but gets beaten up for asking too many questions. To make matters worse, he walks in and his co-worker/ex-girlfriend, Jenny, getting plowed. With renewed vigor, David vows to be the end of Sir Penward even if it kills him. What follows is a mystery thriller with David pulling a James Bond and seducing the wife of Penward. Weeks pass by, but David is no closer to getting info on Penward's private zoo than he was before. He tries to get a night off from vigorous lovemaking, but this upsets Lady Jane, who then invites him to the mansion instead. He gets to the mansion, and after some sex, he sneaks off to get photographic proof of the dinosaurs. After a near-fatal run-in with the plesiosaur, he gets his camera ready to snap a pic of a Deinonychus, but is captured by mansion security. Penward interrogates him and monologues about how he made his dinosaurs. Using chicken DNA, he reversed the evolutionary timeline and brought back 10 dinosaurs to life. He reveals to David that he's going to release them into the wild to wreak havoc on humanity after they are weakened by a Third World War. Then Penward tells him he's going to frame his death like a lion mauling to cover up his tracks, but not before allowing his body to recover from the anesthetic drugs he's been given. The next day, Lady Jane rescues David from his cell. The two almost escape to the main gate before David catches a glimpse of Jenny, his ex-girlfriend, being driven to the mansion. He wants to save her, but Lady Jane gets angry and attempts to assault David before being knocked out. David gets captured again and taken to meet Penward alongside Jenny. Well, luckily for them, the dinosaurs and big cats have broken out thanks to Miss Penward's doing. Tarbosaurus shows up offering a distraction for our two journalists to make an escape. After several harrowing escapes from a Deinonychus in the mansion, they get to the perimeter of the property but get chased by the Tarbosaurus. They narrowly make it to Jenny's car and speed off to alert the authorities. Meanwhile, all hell breaks loose with the dinosaurs. A plesiosaur attacks a boat of partying teens, a Dilophosaurus attacks a member of parliament, a little boy befriends a baby Brachiosaurus. Wait, that one's different from the others, but still, all 10 dinosaurs and big cats wreak havoc on the countryside of Worcester. David and Jenny plead with Constable Driscoll to alert the military to deal with the dinosaurs, but he does not believe them at first until all the calls start coming in about the dinosaurs wreaking havoc. This leads up to an epic battle against the Tarbosaurus at a mall. Since we are in an English setting, the firearms available to the protagonists and friends are very limited. Luckily, the fire department shows up and blasts the prehistoric monster with several water hoses. This causes the dinosaur to be confused and crash full speed into a support column. The falling debris kills the dino instantly. The narrative then talks about how the military managed the remaining dinosaurs that were roaming the area. I won't go over the last couple of chapters of the book to give you something to look forward to if you want to read it. And not just how the military took out the dinosaurs, but also how the story ends for David Pascal, Jenny, and the Penwards. I really love this book. I'm going to compare it to the Jurassic Park novel, and don't worry, I love that novel a lot too. This book just scratches a different kind of itch that Jurassic Park didn't cover. Where Jurassic Park had a cast of scientists on an isolated island, Carnosaur focused on regular people in a small town. It's also not overtly long like Jurassic Park's novel. That is not to say I hate Jurassic Park's length, no. I simply think they both approach the horror of dinosaurs a bit differently. With the exception of a rocket launcher, there are no firearms in Jurassic Park. This contrasts nicely with the book, where firearms are often used with mixed results. This gives the act of self-defense against these prehistoric beasts variety between both of these novels. Oh, there is an aspect that both stories share. They both use a dromaeosaur as their iconic dinosaur. Yes, that means the now iconic raptors. Jurassic Park is famous for using renamed Deinonychus as velociraptors, and in this book, there is no name change. It's quite interesting how this book came out in 1984, while Jurassic Park's book was released in 1990. I don't think Michael Crichton ripped off Carnosaur at all. Like I said before, minus the broad strokes, both play out differently. Jurassic Park is a high-concept horror story, while Carnosaur is a pulpy horror. Like I mentioned earlier, even the characters are distinct kinds of people. Jurassic Park's Dr. Alan Grant is a paleontologist who's also a rugged outdoorsman. David Pascal is a journalist who's bitter and selfish. John Hammond is a deceptively light-hearted old man who cares about making a profit. Darren Penward is a misanthrope who cares little for his wealth aside to reach his goals. I feel that all the other characters in both books work even more differently than the previous four that I just mentioned. I hope I made Carnosaur sound interesting and unique to what Jurassic Park offers. For nearly 30 years, Carnosaur was out of print, but thankfully not anymore. Valancourt Books acquired the rights to reprint the novel.
Oh, this is beautiful.
With more dinosaur novels like Primitive War and The Dinosaur Lords, we get to have variety. You know, Jurassic Park isn't the only big property with dinosaurs that should exist, in my opinion. So, go get yourself a copy and dive into the prehistoric thriller. Cheers.